and welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. Today, last week or a couple weeks ago, we redid a kitchen, and we'll show you that eventually. But today, we're going to take up all the floors in this living room, dining room, other dining room, breakfast nook, whatever, kitchen, entryway, and hallway. And we're going to take all these floors up, and then we're going to lay laminate. We're also going to paint the kitchen and the breakfast nook or whatever. So that will be challenging because, as you can tell, there's mucho furniture in here, and in case you don't speak Spanish, that means a lot of furniture. So we're gonna do a little bit, and then we're gonna move the furniture. Yeah, you can see it. So we've taken up a little bit of floor, we're gonna get this clean, lay a little bit, then put furniture back over here, then do a little bit more, then move furniture back over until we're finally done. So I want to talk to you. You know, everybody knows that I used to do a lot of video work around the world, and there was a guy that I used to work for, and he was a horse jockey, and he told me, John, I put you on shows because you are the GOAT. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. But he said that as a horse jockey, sometimes they would move horses from state to state to state, and they would get spooked, and they would be in their pen or whatever, and they'd be like nervous, and they'd get tense, and they'd kick, you know, they'd get themselves hurt. They definitely would not run well. And so he said that if you put a goat in the pen with the racehorse, then the horse does not want to hurt the goat, and the horse ends up not hurting itself as well. And he's like, you have a calm about you that allows you to do very difficult things, very dangerous things, and very high stress things, and yet you don't panic and you don't freak out. And so because you are like that, then it calms the customer down as well. So today we're going to do something that could be considered pretty stressful, but we're going to just be calm about it and take it step by step by step until we finally get done. So we'll keep you guys here with us, and can't wait to see you again. Love you. So it's been, I don't know, 12 minutes or something like that, and we moved this out, and then we laid this floor, and then we moved this over, and now we're moving another section. So that's pretty neat. I want to say, in the nicest possible way, that people constantly cease to amaze me. Let me show you what I mean. Come on. So we're taking out this china cabinet, and we're having a hard time getting this plug out, right? Because why? Because somebody, and I don't even know how you do this, got this plug underneath the baseboard. Oh my gosh. And it's not like it's just easy. It's like
that was done and then nailed.
Yes, like I don't know how that happened, but people constantly cease to amaze me.
That must have been Friday and they already started drinking.
Yeah, too much tequila. And so don't do that, kids. That looks super simple and fun and comfortable and easy.
If I died and went to hell right now, it would take me 3 weeks to realize I wasn't still at work.
Oh, snap. So you don't like it then? I remember my son was doing this, and he was all miserable. And I was like, hey, kind of makes you appreciate your education, doesn't it? And he goes, I guess. And I'm like, you know all that food you eat, and the clothes you got, and the car you drive, and all that? He's like, yeah. I was like, this is how I made it. And he's all like, oh, crap. Like, it's the first time he realized how hard I worked to get him money.
Yes, this is extremely hard work, and you have to do it, though.
Yeah, or else what happens?
Well...
Oh, or else the man wins, and we're not going to have that crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so we also did, we tore some of this stuff up. And
we've laid this floor.
We're
laying this floor in sections, so...
Yeah, you can tell we didn't have to move very much, which is nice.
It's kind of unorthodox, I think, how we're doing it. Usually the stuff is cleared and we're good to go, but...
You know, today's a different day. That life is a different
So we're in hell.
Yay!
Welcome. We are on fire right now.
So come and join us. Missouri, is it Missouri Loves Company or Misery Loves Company?
Well, if you're in Missouri, it's definitely.
Yeah, okay.
If you're in Texas, no, it's...
Got it. So we got beat the crap up today. We laid some floor, and there was a few obstacles in the way, if you want to show them, Kanui. But we overcame that, which was great. However, then we had to scrape up this parquet floor, and it was just a beating. We have a little bit more to do tomorrow, but not too bad. But we
scraped this by hand.
Yeah, and Kanui did all the hard work. We still have to do this a little bit over here, but Kanui did all the hard work, and I pretty much watched him and talked. That's pretty much how I do it, because I'm pretty lazy. And Eric,
what did you do to my house? You were supposed to be next door.
Uh-oh, we did this to the wrong house. Oh, yikes. So this reminds me of a story. It really doesn't. But I was going to tell you a story anyway. When I was in Israel, we were going to go to Hezekiah's tunnel, and me and Barrett Shaw were going to go, but I didn't have any sandals that we could. You had to be able to get your sandals wet and basically ruin them. And I was like, I don't want to ruin them for the rest of my trip. So we went to a place that we weren't supposed to go, the Muslim part of town where all the shops were. And we were walking through, and this shop owner was super nice. And he's like, hey, come on in. And we did. He's like, you want some tea? And we're like, sure, whatever. And then he starts showing me pictures of like his kids and things like that. And I'm like, oh, you have pretty kids. And he says, you have beautiful eyes, my friend. And my friend Barrett gets all like, whoa, man, don't be talking about my friend's eyes. And he goes, no, my friend, look, I'm not a homosexual. In my country, whenever somebody recognizes beauty, then you say that they have beautiful eyes because they can see beauty, and so their eyes are beautiful. And I think that was a pretty cool thing to say. So anyway, hopefully you guys recognize beauty and you can see the potential in this, because tomorrow it is going to look so much better, and we're super excited. And I love you guys so much. All right, bye. Good morning. And we just want to tell you that we worked pretty hard yesterday scraping all this floor up, this parquet floor. And if you have parquet floors at your house, I suggest that you do one of three things. Either number A, you just burn the house down and just get another house. Letter 2, go back in time somehow, invent a time machine, and just have them not lay it. Or I don't know, I guess just prepare yourself to be beat the crap up, because, Kanui, are you sore?
Extremely.
Yeah, I feel like I got run over by an 18-wheeler, and it hit me with 7 of its tires, and it backed up and hit me with the other 6 of its tires. Also, I'm not good with math.
And we're not done.
No, we're not. No, we still got down the hall and under the fridge to do. But that doesn't matter. We're going to embrace the suck, and we're just going to suck it up, because that's what superheroes do. Also, I tried watching the news. Have you ever done that?
No, I don't watch the news.
Yeah, I usually don't, but somebody was like, hey, you ought to watch the news because you're so dumb you don't know anything. And I was like, okay, fine. So I watched Fox News. They don't have any news about foxes. It's lame.
I always wondered why they did that.
Yeah, it's weird,
I
right?
kept waiting for it.
Yeah, I was just like, red foxes, silver foxes, anything. I want to know where they are. I want to see what's going on in their lives. I want to see their little cute faces and their little fluffy. I just want to pet them. Nothing. It's lame. And all they did was talk about politics. Sorry, I must have eaten some bad fish. Oh, hey there. So we got all the laminate floor laid. It's luxury vinyl plank, but whatever, we got it all laid. You can't see it right now because we're taped off like Dexter. So we're about to have a kill room. If anybody has somebody, pedophiles or whatever, somebody that really deserves to die, bring them over right now. I guess bring pictures of their victims. We can put those up on the wall, and then once they wake up from their shot, then we just tell them like, hey, these are the people that you killed, and now you're about to die by Dexter's hand. He's around, you can't see him right now, but he's in the back. Anyway, so I've showed you guys how to paint the outside of a house, and now I'm going to kind of show you how to paint the inside of a house. First, you want to tape everything off and plastic everything off so it looks like either Dexter's house or E.T.'s house, or I guess like COVID isolation tank or whatever you want to call it. And it's pretty amazing. What we learned today was that whatever doesn't kill you definitely makes you really sore and tired. Can you?
No, it's whatever doesn't kill you makes you want to die.
That's what it is. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you want to die. But I'm so prepared for COVID, and I've got this mask, and I'm going to wear that. I'm going to wear a sock over my head, not like a foot sock, it's a head sock. And then we're going to knock this thing out. You got anything else you want to add? What do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about recovering
From pain?
from, destroying this floor and putting a brand new beautiful floor.
It really does look nice. We're going to show you guys here in a bit once I get the tape off. But we're working late tonight because we got another job to do tomorrow. We're doing a bunch of windows. So anyway, love you guys a lot, and see you later. So I worked a late night tonight. Kanui had some things to do with his kids, and I applaud that, and I wouldn't stop anybody from doing that. However, I did have to stay late and do some stuff, so it was a little longer than 28 minutes today. But here we are, and as you can see, the floors are in, the baseboards are back in, everything's caulked. We went ahead and painted all this. I showed you that we were going to do that. And if you remember, a few weeks ago we did new cabinets and new counters, sink, faucet, microwave, and so on in this kitchen as well. So it really does just look a whole lot better. So I want to take a quick second and talk about criticizing people, because it seems to be something that is a national pastime, is criticizing people. But I've made it my own personal policy to not criticize anybody or anything unless I am personally willing to do something about it. So let me explain what that means. In my opinion, if you notice that somebody's doing something wrong, then I think you ought to think to yourself, am I willing to fix this, and is this something that is fixable, or am I just complaining and just being mean? And if the answer is, I think that I could actually help somebody and actually fix this problem, then I would go to that person personally and privately and say, I've noticed that there's this thing, and I can help you with that, and here's how I would help you with that. And if you don't want to, then that's the end of it. And I found that my life is a lot happier since I started doing that, because I don't complain about anything, I don't gripe about anything, I don't criticize anybody's stuff. I just simply go, I've noticed that there's something I can help with, and then if I'm willing to help, and sometimes I'm not, sometimes I just don't have the time, but if I'm willing to help, then I offer it, and if they say no, then that's the end of it. Anyway, so here, I was willing to help and able to help, and so let me just show you what we did. So obviously there was all these floors, all the cabinets and the sink, and the mess is all my fault. So don't blame the homeowner, because it's all my fault. I made them put these things here. We also did all new floors in here and put back in baseboards and stuff. And then if you turn this direction, then we did all new floors in here as well. And we got thresholds down, and that's why there's stuff sitting on these thresholds, just because the liquid nails got a hold. And then we did all this, and also, I don't know if you can see here, but this just looks so much better too. Good morning, and welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. I just want to start by saying that any triangle can be a love triangle if you love triangles. So Dennis, what are we doing here today?
Blowing out an old kitchen and putting in a new one. New stove, new fridge, new walls, new electricity, all sorts of fun.
New electricity. It's the new electricity.
Yes.
We're going to take out the old electricity. That stuff was shocking. We're going to put in some new electricity, because that's how nature intended it. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this pillar right here. We got a conduit that runs underneath, and we're going to run wire for the new stove. That's going to come underneath, so we're going to lose this pillar. We're going to have a vent hood that comes out of the ceiling and over. We're going to have a big fat cool stove, cabinets with like a pull out cool thing. Lots of cabinets in here. Take this thing out, take this wall out, cut back to here, cut this back a little bit, move that switch, put in a cabinet, a new cabinet, then put in the same stuff here, a big fridge, over the counter thing, new cabinets, new cabinets, new cabinets, new countertop, same dishwasher, and then do some tape in bed and some stuff. It's gonna be magical. I can't wait. Let you guys see something back. Bow that you've got on your, yep, that's the one, right there.
Buy some low voltage wires. I thought they sold you
Real
low
cute.
voltage wires.
Anyway, so we did some stuff. We took this stuff out, moved some wires, whatever. Kanui's in the way. We moved those wires, took that out, blah, 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 boring, whatever. And say something.
Something.
Good job. Dennis, you got anything you want to say?
Hi.
That's a good one. That's a good one, yeah. I wish I was-
Looking for LED low voltage wires.
Yeah, that's
Gonna
smart.
make our cabinets glow.
That's real smart.
Yeah.
Just remember, any medicine can be cold medicine if you put it in the fridge for an hour first. Oh, hey there. I didn't do too much today. You know, I was just kind of chilling or whatever. But me and Dennis were talking earlier, and I'm like, look, it's not rocket appliances, or however that saying goes. So if you remember, this had a pillar down here and a bunch of wires and stuff. And there happened to be conduit run underneath the slab. And so we pulled new wires for all this stuff and for all this stuff from underneath over there, which really worked out well. That means we got to lose this whole thing. We cut all this down so that the counters can come out here, so you can have like a bar area, which is beautiful. We had to put, we had to put in new shutoff valve for the ice maker for the fridge. And then we had to rewire a couple things and move wires all around and take the fur down out. In here, we got new shutoff valve, and then there's going to be a water heater underneath here because it's too far away from the water heater right now. So it's a little one that goes underneath the thing. But yeah, we got all these cabinets in. They're real nice. They're custom. They're all adjustable shelves and everything, which is nice. And they're 42 inches. So normally, a lot of you probably don't know this. Normally cabinets are 30 inches, like stock. I'll show you what that looks like in real life. It's right there, so I was pretty close. And then there's like a foot that sits on top of the cabinets and you, I don't know, put plates or I don't know, whatever it is that you girls do up there. But if you buy 42-inch cabinets, then they go all the way to the ceiling on an 8-foot ceiling. And so a lot of people like those, especially people that are tall. And Dennis is really tall. I'm not that tall. I can't reach all the way up here. Well, maybe I can. Never mind. So tomorrow we're going to come in and we're going to put in a hood vent that's going to hang here. It's going to be pretty nice, a custom thing. We'll sheetrock the rest of this. We're going to wire in some LED lights up in here that are all programmed off remote control, which is also pretty cool. Then Fidel's going to come in. He's great at granite. He's going to come in and put granite in over here. We'll put the fridge in, tape in bed, blow some texture and stuff. And he's going to get a new microwave to put in here. We got the stove put back, which is nice. And then yeah, Dennis is going to have a house again. It won't look like a disaster area. Hello. So we were lazy today, and by that I mean we didn't make no videos except for this one. So my question to you, Dennis, is by this point, don't you think that Bon Jovi should at least be 3/4 of the way there?
3/4.
I mean, he was halfway there, but that was in the 80s, and I'm thinking, dude, how far are you going, right? That's my question. Okay, so we stitched all this up. We put this hood vent in. It's really classy and super cool. Yep, look at that. It turns lights on and hood vents on and vents up to the attic and everything. We scraped back some acoustic, tape embedded. We did that over here and here. We did that over here. We moved this wall in some. Somebody touched that. Was not me. We also mudded all this stuff. Got all these cabinets.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, kids. Seriously, like, be cautious for your surroundings. Nobody's pointing any fingers. What else did we do today?
Hot water tank?
Yeah, we put in a hot water heater over there. We haven't actually installed it yet, but we got it in place.
I placed it in there.
It was really sweet of him.
It's a baby.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart. What else? I don't know. What it doesn't matter, I guess. So, Dennis, I was thinking about being a historian,
Okay.
but then I realized there's really no future in it.
Good one.
That's good. What, you got any jokes?
I don't.
You want to talk about anything?
No.
If you remember, this did have a big pillar down here, and there was cabinets up here, and this looked completely different. And then we remade all this, repatched all this, put these lights in. They're all LEDs, so you can change it to any color, which is pretty cool. We put in this hood vent. We had granite put in. We put in all these cabinets. We rebuilt this wall. We put in all those cabinets. We got in the butter mount sink, the new faucet, garbage disposal, we got the water heater under here, dishwasher. All these cabinets are pretty rock and roll. And then double oven, microwave, or sorry, single oven, microwave. And then there's another oven over here. There's all kinds of tricks and cool things, bells and whistles, whatnot. So we're pretty excited about that. Let's see, what else we want to talk about? Oh, did you guys hear about the kidnapping at school? Did you hear about that, Dennis?
No, I did not.
No, it's okay, he woke up. He was napping at school. The kid was napping at school. All right, so that concludes this episode. I apologize. Next week I'm going to try to do better for you guys, but happy Halloween. Love you, man. Bye. Good morning. So it has occurred to me that maybe you guys don't know how to put a toilet in, and I do. So I'm about to show you, and now you're going to know too. So this is where the toilet goes. So there's a 3 or 4 inch pipe that goes down into your plumbing system, and this is a toilet flange. And what happens is these bolts go into this flange, and then they lock into place, right? So that's kind of important. This is a wax ring. It looks disgusting. That's because it is disgusting. It's basically just made out of beeswax though, so it's not even that big of a deal. So you put the wax ring on there. That's what your seal is, right? So when you flush the toilet, then this thing squishes into the toilet around here and makes a seal so that water doesn't come out when you flush your toilet. It's important. All right, so then we're gonna put these bolts in place. Oh, these had these little things. Nope, that is worthless. We're not gonna do that. So then we wanna get the bowl. So there's a tank and a bowl, right? This is the bowl, the tank's over there. But basically, you just get this super lightweight thing here. You put these 2 bolts in place, and then you gotta land this thing on the bolts. And then once you do that, you wanna squish it into place. That sets that seal, right? Phone rang and stopped the video, which my phone never stops ringing. But basically, you got the toilet in, you got the bolts sticking out, then this thing goes on there, right? So that's not really rocket surgery. You just tighten this sucker up, and you gotta be super smart to be able to do this. Okay, so I gotta get my hands in the way. So you tighten that sucker down on both sides. It's wanting to come loose because it sucks. And then once you're tight, then it doesn't go anywhere, and that's what you want, right? These are called China caps, and basically you just put that sucker on there, and it covers up your ugly bolt. And we'll do that on this side, and that's amazing. Now, we're gonna go over here and get this bowl. So, jump behind you. This is your tank. This is what holds the water in it. It has, this is where your supply line comes in, and this has a float, and that's when it tells it how to stop, when to stop filling up. And then this is your flapper, so when you flush the toilet right here, then the flapper goes up, and then once it gets empty enough, it flaps back down. And those two bolts hold it down. So, there's also underneath, this is a gasket, and that thing goes on, and that's your tank to bowl gasket, right? So, then you take this sucker, you put it in place, and then you gotta get all this stuff on there. Let me get one side done first, because you know, probably go something like this. All these are a little bit different. But the concept is that you hopefully can thread a bolt without it falling down on the ground. This is one of these fancy toilets. It clicks and everything. And then we'll do this side. So you just put this onto the bolt, right? So you gotta push the bolt down with your hand. And then, here, I'll try to get my hand out of the way for you. See that right there? And then I'm gonna tighten this down. It's important that you get this pretty snug because there's a seal between here, and otherwise it'll start leaking over time. It came with this tool. I haven't used this before, but let's see how this works. Oh, that is convenient. And you don't want to go like crazy tight because you'll break it. This is all porcelain. I'm sure a lot of you guys have hugged toilets before. But you want it to be snug, right? So that's not snug. Yeah. But you don't want to break it. So it's kind of a thing. That is snug. Okay, this is a shutoff valve, and this is a supply line. And this is where the water comes in. So you just hook this right up in here and tighten it on. Hopefully they have it in a really inconvenient place where you have to get in a weird position, like this one. Then you turn on the shutoff valve. You want to test for leaks? There's a leak. I found it. Leak is gone. So you want to test for leaks, make sure it's all dry up under here. And then it'll fill up, you can see. So this is filling up. It comes in through this, and then it's spraying in through right there. See, that's water. And it technically goes down into your bowl first, but then what'll happen is this, once this thing goes up, it stops filling, right? So you want that float to be in the right place. While we're waiting for that to fill, we're gonna do this. This is your lid. These are super complicated. You have to be really smart to be able to do this. because you got to be able to find the bolts for it. That's right here. It's important to have a ton of packaging. You want to have packaging inside of packaging inside of packaging. Okay, so then these things,
Plastic.
yeah, plastic wing nuts. They're, you know, they're all kind of different, but they're all pretty much the same too. So this thing goes through here, this thing goes through here, and then you screw it on. And I'm gonna need I know we've talked about the potty mouth challenge before, but sometimes people are like, man, I just can't stop cussing. And I say, why not? Hey, I say, that's a big difference, right?
Perfect kid size too. It's like perfect kid size too.
Oh yeah. We did that on purpose.
Mike wanted me to ask you how we get rid of the toilet, or where do we get rid of it?
We can hold off for you.
Can you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't tell anybody it's nice to you though. I got a reputation. So you tighten these bolts, these plastic bolts, until you're tight, and we are, and then you snap that sucker back in place. And then you can see up in here, now you flush the toilet, and it flushes. And there's no water coming out underneath, because that's great. You can see it's filling up, which is also great. And then you watch over here, when this float comes up all the way, it should be right around the fill line, and then wait for it. See, that's barely over the fill line. So that's not a great place to be. So there's an adjustment right here, and we can adjust this. We want to go the other way. Okay, so we're gonna let just a little bit of water out. And we'll see if it lands in the right place. You don't want it to be right at that overflow point, because then it can keep like spilling over all the time, and it's irritating. Because then it can like, your water can turn on from time to time. That's good. See, we're below the water line, right there. And then what happens is, right here where your handle is, where your flapper is, then when you push that button, then it lifts this up, and that lifts up your flapper, and then, you know, that's how your toilet works. So that is how you install a toilet. See you guys soon. All right, bye.